Now imagine paying for the salaries for an additional 70 members of parliament. This could soon be the case if legislation is passed by, it is the Kenya Constitution Amendment Bill 2011, which is providing that an additional section of members of parliament, senate and county assemblies all be nominated in case the two-thirds gender representation requirement is not fulfilled at the elections. And while parliamentarians remain at a stalemate over the matter, the government has recalled all ministers from official trips to ensure that they are in the House for debate this week.
The Vice President, Kalonzo Musyoka, who is also the leader of government business in Parliament, has given the latest hint that the one-third gender rule is giving the government sleepless nights.
Every member of Parliament who is currently out of the country should come back by Tuesday, because we need the supermajority to be able to implement the two-thirds majority rule.
Legislators can't seem to agree on the best way to implement the gender rule. Chapter 7, Article 81B of the Constitution says that not more than two-thirds of the members of elective public bodies shall be of the same gender. After ignoring the then Justice Minister Mutula Kilonzo's attempt to address this issue last year, the MPs are now in panic mode over the provision. The implications of this clause is that if less than a third of women are elected into political positions at the county assembly, the National Assembly and the Senate levels, the next government will be considered unconstitutional. It's all about numbers. In the next government, the lower house, made up of members of parliament, must consist of 290 elected members, 47 seats strictly reserved for elected women candidates, and 12 nominated seats plus the speaker. This means that at least 117 of the 350 members must be women. If the 117 female members are not in the House, the National Assembly will be unconstitutional. In the Senate, there may be less to worry about, since there will be 47 elective seats, 60 nominated women, a man and a woman nominated to represent the youth, and another man and woman nominated to represent the disabled. This means the upper house needs only 4 women to be elected as senators, which is a smaller headache. According to Mutula's proposal, the government would make up for the lack of women by nominating the number of women it took to make up at least a third of the required numbers for the county to the national level. This would mean that if Kenyans go to the ballot on March the 4th, 2013 and end up electing 290 male members of parliament, the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission must allow an additional 70 female MPs be nominated into parliament. This means Kenyans will pay the salaries of not 290 elected members of parliament, but 360 elected members of parliament, 12 nominated members of parliament and 47 county representatives. And it is this passage of the burden to the taxpayers that most members of parliament are reluctant to pass the Kenya Constitution Amendment Bill 2011. The bill has not gone beyond the first reading.
In our county, we are supposed to elect 30 members of the county assembly. 1/3 of that is 10. So if they don't elect the 10 women, because the men will have taken the seats of the women, they will have to nominate 15. Now if you nominate 15, that means additional 15 members of the county assembly.
The realities have hit us very hard, and unfortunately we believe that we'll be able to stand up to the demands of the moment also.
There were other suggestions made. One was that the Independent Electoral Boundaries Commission should scrap the 18 new constituencies and the seats be reserved for women who will be nominated by parties. Others suggested that parties should nominate all women in proportion to their political might in parliament. The most radical proposal so far is that the two-thirds limit on single-gender clause be removed altogether. However, this would not be possible considering that to remove the clause, the country must go through another referendum. 6 months to the next general elections, this option will be near impossible. There have been several attempts to resolve the gender crisis. There is the Mutula bill, then there's the Mombasa retreat 2 weeks ago, which did not reach a consensus, followed by the Speaker's Kamkunji last week, which ended in a stalemate. Now the Vice President is whipping MPs to show up and find a solution this week. Catherine Omwando, KTN.